Iran was training Hamas fighters before they were even Hamas, like back in the late 80s, when Hamas was essentially forming in Lebanon with Hezbollah.
So, well, no,
Hezbollah was training Hamas.
That's different. Yeah, Hamas.
And so was
Hamas
the
is
Iranians.
and they're part of the Muslim Brotherhood. And I want to recommend to you and to everyone listening a great book by Robert Dreyfuss called "Devil's Game: How the United States Helped Unleash Fundamentalist Islam."
So it's the U.S.'s fault that the extremist
Libby,
Islamists.
yes, because America inherited all of the European and the Japanese world empires after World War II. America is the dominant force in the Middle East, though we're the middle part of North America.
We created the people that hate us now? Is that, I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Not created in the oversimplified sense, but yes, the enemy in the Cold War was first the commies and second the nationalists. And who's opposed to both the commies and the nationalists? The Islamists. And so America and Britain and Saudi Arabia spent billions spreading fundamentalist Islam throughout the region. And not just the Wahhabism of Saudi, but the Muslim Brotherhood essentially was meant to disrupt all secular politics in the region for generations and did so. That was the purpose of it. And that was why America backed the Muslim Brotherhood. That was a huge part of the reason, of course, that America and Saudi worked together to send a bunch of guys, proto-Al-Qaeda guys, to fight the Soviets in Afghanistan in the 1980s, which is
you mean
where...
the Mujahideen, those
That's
guys?
right. Well, because see, there was the Afghan Mujahideen, but then there was the Arab Afghan army. And these were mercenaries. Again, look at the map. All of these guys are Arabs. Then you have Persia. And then you have the Afghans, who are Hazaras and Tajiks and Uzbeks and Pashtuns, right? They're not Arabs at all. So they got all these Arabs to come and sent them to fight in Afghanistan, including the guys who were the leaders of what became Islamic Jihad and Al-Qaeda that ended up turning against the United States. So, and in fact, most people don't know this, but throughout the 1990s, when Al-Qaeda was already attacking the United States, Bill Clinton kept supporting them anyway. He supported them in Bosnia and in Kosovo and in Chechnya. And you might remember when Vladimir Putin declared war on Ukraine a year and a half ago, in his declaration of war, he said, I like the way he did this too, because he knew it was going to sound like conspiracy stuff. So he phrased it like this. He goes, "Come on, let's be adults about this. We know what you and Britain were doing in Chechnya." Right? That was true. America was supporting bin Ladenite head choppers, suicide bomber, murderers against the Russians.
Hanging out in Brooklyn. I mean,
well, and his men were essentially divided. Right? There was this. They were motivated to attack the United States by one, our stationing of troops in Saudi Arabia, two, in order to bomb Iraq from 1990 all the way through. Okay, through the entire Clinton years, and then support for Israel in their occupations of Palestine and at that time of southern Lebanon, as well as support for all the dictatorships in the region. Well, so even though Bill Clinton was backing them in Kosovo and in Chechnya, they were still coming for us anyway. He was using them, but he wasn't buying their loyalty. And so I'm not like a 9/11 truther here saying the CIA had them attack us. That's not right. But what happened was they were too clever by half, just like Netanyahu. They think they're so smart. We're going to back these terrorists. And then I'll tell you, I got these great quotes for you guys. Okay, this one is from the American Pentagon in the years before September 11th. They said, "Terrorism is a small price to pay for being a superpower." Yeah. Okay. And what they were thinking was, come on, somebody sets off a truck bomb at an embassy in Africa or something. Who cares? We get to rule the world. Okay. Here's a quote just like that, Libby, that you can find from Benjamin Netanyahu addressing the leaders of his party, the Likud. And he's talking about anyone who wants to thwart the establishment of a Palestinian state has to support bolstering Hamas in Gaza.
Hey,
because they will never deal. But then he said, "We control the height of the flame."